All right, good morning.
Morning, everybody.
Hopefully our mics are working.
Testing.
I think we are. So welcome. This is our first episode of Mortgage Moment.
Here we go. Mortgage Moment. That's right.
So, of course, we start our day off here with oranges, very bright. Yep. So this is Stephen Thaggard of Embrace Home Loans.
Hello, everybody.
And we're right here at your headquarters, right in Viera, Florida.
This is our main office here in Viera, yes.
Yeah, the only lender right here in Viera, Florida, direct mortgage lender.
The local lender,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of choice?
So we had a big day yesterday.
Yesterday was a big day, and I would like to just tell everybody that was stressing out. I think back in, 1988, Bobby McFerrin came out with that song.
Don't worry, be happy.
Don't worry, be happy. And guess what? We're happy on the mortgage side of things as far as interest rates go.
So you touched on something really important, because I saw so many people posting yesterday, professionals.
Sure.
The Fed raised rates again.
Yeah.
3/4 of a point.
Right.
So
fear. Oh no.
Fear. But what ended up happening yesterday was the actual 10-year, which is what the 10-year Treasury yield, which is what is really tied to the mortgage, 30-year mortgage rate.
Absolutely.
Actually, it was flat yesterday, down a couple of ticks.
We were talking to clients all day about that yesterday. What do we expect? I don't have a crystal ball, but the expectation was not much, right? Because that was already built in,
right?
The 3/4 move. It's more of what the language was with Jerome and Powell on the next quarter.
Trying to tame inflation but not overdo it to take us into a recession. So
exactly.
And you know what happens, right? Every time we go through this big influx of interest rates up or down, it's usually overdone, and now they're trying to get it right this time.
Absolutely. And the interesting thing, we were on that call yesterday with your good friend Barry
Habib,
the
MBS,
the genius. Anyways, talking about going into recession and then the opportunity for lower interest rates, and just watching that over the years happen in very different facets. And so I'm very excited about going into 2023. Right now, I don't think, I think it's interesting because the Fed did raise rates yesterday, but they never talk about what did they raise exactly.
That's right.
It's the Fed funds rate.
Fed's funds
That's the rate that banks trade overnight with each other, which has almost absolutely nothing to do with mortgages, 30-year fixed mortgages.
That's right.
So
it will affect directly credit cards, consumer loans, auto loans. Yep, that sort of thing. Maybe. That's right, equity lines. So, but the good news is that the 10-year, which is again what the mortgage rates are tied to, is actually the yield is actually dipped down again today.
It's under 2. I think it's under 2.7.
Yeah,
it's like 2.6
something. Yeah,
that's a good gauge for our interest rate's going to move in the wrong direction today, and the answer is
exactly.
No.
But they appear to be stable now, right? So the 30-year average 30-year rate, somebody that's got minimum of the credit that they need to qualify for one of these conventional loans. Is what we're talking somewhere in the mid 5s.
Sure, if you want to, if you want to just ballpark that. Yeah. So your average, your buyer, 20% down, getting an interest rate under 6. Absolutely, we're still in the 5s.
Still in the 5s. Historically, still very, very low.
Historically low. Steve, when I first started, the first loan I closed was for a family member at 9 1/4. Right. And so I thought, all right.
Exactly.
So 5 is pretty good.
Yeah. So I want to ask you about your product of the week or month right now in this market right now, in the real estate market.
Sure.
We're not going to discuss refinances, but on a purchase side, it's gotten a little easier for buyers now. Homes are sitting a little longer on the market, more than a day or more than 12 hours. You have somebody that's qualified. Tell me about anything that's unique right now that you have in your wheelhouse that gives you the advantage, some sort of niche right now.
That's a great question. So I'm trying to think of which one do I pick. Let me pick this one. This is a really popular, and it's worked, and I've had success with it here locally in Viera. It is our Approved to Move Plus, Steve. And that's where, simply put, we take a client that you send to us. We obviously pre-qualify, run them through the desktop underwriting or Freddie Mac's LPA, get the approval, gather documents, they sign disclosures, no house yet. And then we underwrite them.
Okay.
So they're approved and ready to move, approved to move.
Right.
If they're a conventional buyer, let's say they're putting on a 20% down or 10% down, whatever, they find a house. They're already approved. All you have to do as a realtor is call me or text me, Steve, on Mr. Smith, here's the address, 123 Main Street, Vieira. Our offer price is $700,000, and he's going to put 20% down. Right? Here's the MLS number. I take that, do a little work with my phone, send up an email to corporate, and in about 45 minutes tops, they come back with, hopefully, an approved certificate of value that says Embrace Home Loans will validate the value of 700. Now remember, you haven't put an offer in yet.
Right.
We're good at 700, no matter what the appraisal value comes in at.
Wow.
So you write the contract. When you go to negotiate the contract, there's no appraisal contingency.
That's right.
It takes that stress off the seller side. Behind the scenes, what happens? The value comes in a little bit lower, perhaps. If there's mortgage insurance involved, we cover that cost. The buyer still gets the financing that we said at the beginning. It's pretty crazy. It's very successful.
So when you come out with an approval up front like that, buying a house, getting the loan, getting the contract accepted, it's almost as good as cash, right? I mean,
it's the closest thing we have to cash.
Yeah.
It is. It just takes that worry, that extra addendum, that write-up of what do we do with we're going to offer 710 on 700, whatever the offer is, we'll try and approve that. Here's the thing too, honestly, if we don't approve, let's that example 700, we could come back with we're good to go at 695 or something. And it puts a level of value on the house. Everybody can take a breather and not worry about that part.
Wow, that's awesome. That was a great pick for one of your favorite niche products. That's a great pick. So, cash transactions are still pretty high. We're still in the 20% of transactions right around there.
County. Everybody wants to move here still.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
I just went out on a contract for a buyer just yesterday, and the competing offer was financing. And our buyer just happened to be all cash.
Sure.
But in reality, we could have had that approval as good as cash, and
that's written. That's a
those people didn't have that, I don't believe, because
sure.
I'm sure they were with a different lender.
I think we're the only lender that has this particular program, and this is not to be confused with taking an address and running it through desktop and getting an appraisal.
Right.
That's awesome. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
This is a before you negotiate the contract.
Before you even negotiate,
we've taken care of the value of the property.
That's great. Awesome. Cool. So, Stephen Thaggard, Embrace Home Loans. We're right here in the headquarters, and President's Club again. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm.
Was that like
it again
20 years in a row?
No. Yeah, right. No. Just 8. Thanks.
8 years in a row, though. Yeah. That's great. So, right here on the corner of Morel and Vieira Boulevard. You're on the second floor. You're in the penthouse suite.
Yeah, the penthouse suite. There you go.
And
that's us.
I'm sure you take walk-in appointments, meet here at the office.
We get
some people don't want to do the online thing.
We get walk-ins all the time. Absolutely.
So
no problem.
You got a great team. We've had several transactions together, and there's not been one hiccup or blip, and that goes with experience. And your team and having a system and having a great company behind you as well. So
thank you.
So we appreciate that, and that's why I wanted to highlight this series, because every week there could be something changing in the markets.
Sure.
There could be a change in guidelines and the mortgage products. So
absolutely, it's
always good to be able to hop on and give our other colleagues, our realtor professionals, maybe even some of your mortgage friends out there that watch.
Oh, sure.
That keep up with stuff. They might be able to pick up something. So
got to stay on top of stuff.
Yeah. So
thanks.
This is going to be a wrap for our episode 1 of the Mortgage Moment here with Stephen Thaggard, Embrace Home Loans.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah. We're streaming actually on Facebook Live and YouTube. We're going to have a channel in my channel. We'll have another playlist or channel for the Mortgage Moment. So be sure, if you don't I know some people said, is this going to be recorded? Yes, it's going to be recorded. You can go back and watch these. So it's kind of like a podcast where you can go back on YouTube.
Right. Good.
Facebook Live might not be the best place to find these because they save them for 30 days.
Right.
And then they get rid of them to save on storage.
And we'll try to keep it brief, and we
Yeah.
want to come out with good content to
Good
help
content, that's right.
either professionals in the business that I do,
Yeah.
or realtors that work with you, Steve.
And I do have a lot of people asking about they're first time buyers, so they're nervous right now because the interest rates are higher, the
Sure.
values are high, so they're asking for real trusted advice.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be our next episode.
Sure.
First-time buyers, to give them just some basics.
Absolutely.
Because they do need a little bit more guidance. They've never done this before.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a nervous thing.
Yeah.
Your largest purchase ever.
And we'll talk more about that on the next episode, and
that.
maybe what a niche product for somebody like that.
I've got niche products.
Yes.
So no worries, but we'll go over those really quickly. No
All
problem.
right, awesome. Well,
Thank
we'll be back in the next week or two. We're
Yeah.
going to do this every week or every other week. Sometimes it might be every week because there might be a lot to talk about.
Absolutely.
So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Remember to catch this in the YouTube archive.
Yes.
If you didn't catch this on the Facebook Live, but it's going to be in YouTube as well. We'll see you next week, and then we're going to meet tomorrow for coffee.
Coffee. If you're in
at the Starbucks.
Starbucks right down the road in Vieira.
Vieira Boulevard at Stadium Parkway, right in front of the Publix next to Chase Bank. So we'll be doing coffee from 9 to 10. Come by there and see us for a free cup of Joe and
some free stuff.
some free stuff. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.